Okay, so I'm going under. You just ask.
Just back. Sorry for the dog before. Okay, now we have a very part that many people loves is you going and connect with the part of the Queen. As you guys knows, I live in England. Today is a very very important day for Britain, for Great Britain, because they're mourning the Queen after 70 years of her reign. Okay, so now Oksana, you're going to connect with the Queen, and she will be follow uh, Mr. Gorbachev in the sofa of the universe, and you're going to ask both questions. But at the moment, she's our obviously star today of our interview. And when you're ready, take a long deep breathing and just connect with
I'm
the Queen.
I'm ready. When you said the word queen, I already saw
Queen
you
Elizabeth.
know those neophelinoids in blue suits. They have this um big pockets on top on both sides. It looks like a zipper, but it's not a zipper in the middle. They have a particular sign with a triangle on it was a snake. You know, like the medical sign was a snake on the stick, like that. No, it's not like that. It's two snakes looking at each other without the stick. Two snakes looking at each other on the
Mm-hmm.
triangle like this. And they're chasing after the unicorns, the white unicorns. They look like horses, but they have a horn. They're beautiful. They're like white, but they glitter rainbow colors, and it's the it's the territory of England long time ago. 0.080. I don't know what that means.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think they running after them, and if I fast forward, I see a big portal opening and unicorns disappearing and the lions taking over.
Okay.
The felinoids.
So can you check when she just left the body? What's happened to her? What she was? I mean, she was aware, or she was? I mean, she was straight away. She knew it. She was prepared, or she's just she was confused and she is waiting. She's still here, or is already gone from her bed, from her family, from her because there will be a massive funeral with all the honors.
She's
She
walking through some very tall ceiling room
okay.
inside. It's kind of I see it as golden and blue colors everywhere.
If she's aware, is she looks confused or she's aware where she is?
She's actually she's sad. She looked at me for a second. Her eyes are really like snake eyes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And she looked at me. She knew she was prepared. She knew she was going. Her
Okay.
reign is over. My reign is over. That's what she told me.
Okay. Tell her if she want to talk with us, we can give her a bit of strength, a bit of to talk with us to make understand why she had that duty and what she think about her son Charles that will go in now is the king. And what's going to happen now with this monarchy? It will going to be a good king or it will be very brief reign.
There was a contract for her to live this much, to give it to him. I see him changing into some kind of dragon with some scales, with the big wings on the back. I don't want to get too close to them because
Mm-hmm.
it gives me kind of some sort of nausea feeling. I think because they're low vibrational.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big difference between me and them. They look very thin. It's like I see a contour of a body, and I see like a energy, like a tiny little energy wave inside the body of each of them, and it looks kind of like a black snake inside. each of them.
Okay, now you got that you have the protection now. You are completely protected. You know that because
They
you are
have
capable.
strange genetic material.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of reptilian infused in there. They have some genes from those felinoids also. It's like there are two types of lines of genes in the royal family. There's one related more to felinoids who pushed the beautiful unicorns out and started building castles on the territory of England. And there are the reptilians, but I see them as a very tall, muscular reptilian who came by ships and try to push the lions out, the felinoids, but there's something that they couldn't do there to push them out. So I see them shaking hands. And what comes to misinformation, they have the subliminal talk, and they agreed on something, sharing the land and flipping the genetics back and forth. There are some people that they own. They are in that are more like related to lions. The genetics of felinoid kind of, and felinoids with time started really hating the reptilian part of England. England became dualistic. That's what I feel.
But
I
they have
actually
the
saw
lion.
Boris Johnson is like, I see him with a lion head right now.
Yeah, we have the three lions in the flag in the standards. So I was checking as well with the pendulum, definitely phenyloids that are. Is possible that is a lion or is doesn't matter.
It's like the deal is the reptilians are gonna be in charge, but the lion's gonna be right under them. And because there's certain division of labor type thing, and there's how do you call it in English? If reptilians pressure felinoids have something against reptilians, and that's why they don't. And that's why there's also a certain amount, and there's always struggle. So in this dualistic kind of situation, felinoids are a good group, and reptilians are a negative group. That's what it is.
Yeah, it look like they are fighting for the ground. I mean, for the territory.
Queen was losing it energetically. She lost her grip on everything. Plus, and that's why the contract was active, because she could cancel the contract anytime and live longer, but she decided to go because she can be her genetics can be fixed. She can get a new body in the same royal family and come as a baby again type thing. So something like this. I mean, they need more masculine energy, and that's why him to control everything right now.
So what will be the ask her now directly if she's if she trusts her son as a legacy.
She said me an egg of a snake, and she sees the egg opens. She shows us a hologram for me to understand, like a metaphor. And the one snake comes out, becomes old, young snakes come out, and then they go in this motion, like that sign, the snake bites its own. It's kind of it's a motion. Snakes always reincarnate in the same family and over. The same souls. They are more genetically modified though, because they're under experiment of their own people. Basically, they're always mutating.
I notice every time we say the word the queen or king, we have some frozen moments and the interruption of the video. This is how it works, guys, because now is very polluted internet, okay? And now these new words are basically in the system. If you speak against or bad, there will be frozen moment. I want to just point at this for people that probably will complain about the quality, okay? But if you notice, even in our previous video, every time we mention something that we shouldn't, the quality of the recording changed quickly. So this is how it works, guys. So
If you see a lion, support the lions. I see a big golden lion above Ukraine. That's why Great Britain will always support Ukraine, because the lions support their own species. The more ancient felinoid species lived in Ukraine also. And I see a with a lion on Ukrainian army too.
We know that in esoteric, even when they are less bad, they always have, obviously they are all colonies in a good way or bad way. But so what is the next, what the Queen thinks going to happen? Is Charles will going to interact with this war, or it just will be a figure? It will be weak, because we know Charles he was just a son, which was the latest what can I say, king. When you are successor, usually you are young, you are a kid, you are in your 20s, in the 30s, but this guy is, I think he's in his 70s now already. And it's the latest successor.
Reptilians are the ones created the metaverse because they know that their days are coming to an end soon. That's what she told me telepathically.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, figures present on Earth will be just figures, like mannequins. They're not gonna really mean a lot, but they're gonna carry on for people, but it's gonna be all fake. They don't have the rights anymore. There's something about the contract as a collective they signed that they have to be out. Plus, there's something about the little percentage of people being for real awakened. Some of them don't even know that they are, because they're not into metaphysics, spirituality, but they awaken themselves by understanding what the real values are. A lot those who volunteer from different countries see what the value of life is. It's, that they kind of given away the materialistic part of their physical brain programming, and went more into, they may still believe in religion or the existence of God, but they became more on the positive vibrational range of things. Sometimes those are, even if we think in our terms, are better for survival of the souls in human bodies than the other ones who are just sitting around and meditating. It's I see there's a lot of, it's like a storm going on right now, and I see a lot of spaceships flying. They just shoot kind of like frequencies at each other, and then the frequency band expands from the ships, and those who are low vibration, they just kind of disappear. It's almost like they're pushed out of the bubble. You don't see them anymore. But this fight is almost over. I see maximum 3-4 months maximum. Like, it just popped up. I don't know what that means, but that's what I see. It's at the physical level. That's 3-4 more months. Something at the physical level. Something's important is going to be over.
Okay. I was checking here. I have three informations from my charts and my pendulum. Because yes, this big change is related with the queen death. I was checking the death causes, and I was checking that she had a tragic death. I know that her health was not fine, but I got this information, and then I saw basically the information is that a relative was waiting for her in the portal. Okay, she's still waiting, which is, I feel that is another heir, which was in form of her grandma, or we can say the lineage of the woman's in her family, like Queen Victoria, which was man energy anyway. Elizabeth as a queen had a very male energy because to be a queen. So I see definitely a relative waiting for her. I can't see because I just was checking. I saw just is in a portal, like it's not square, is round, and is waiting for her, like with a what you call un mantello, a clock.
Yeah, cloak. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the tragic death can be that she'll fall, she banged her head, but she was already weak. But the other day,
she was taken out by
I don't think she's natural like
they told her it's time.
Yeah, it's not natural. Anybody they says peaceful, but why they don't even say the cause of the death? When I have a tragic death, means that she fall. Not necessarily they kill her, but she was tripped. She was tricked to die. She was old, very weak, so she fall. She banged her head. I feel like she fell. She banged her head.
I don't feel that it's true what I read from around her. She kind of started walking away from me. And I'm not connected to her, so I can't really force her, but I can read the information in her around her informational field. It wasn't the case that she had to go. I also got information that if you are one of the reptilians, the one reptilian who's in charge up there in hierarchical ladder always dictates you what to do and for how long you are useful for them. You don't belong to yourself. You don't decide for yourself how long your life is going to be, what you're going to do. Basically, she's waiting for some rituals. A ritual of the body going, some other rituals under the underground facility, under the castle. That's what she's waiting for, because only through rituals she can go to the portal, and then they take her to the laboratory. That's what she said.
Do you think it's a coincidence that everything, her death was based in Scotland? Why Scotland? Why she was there? No Windsor, not Buckingham Palace.
Scotland is a very powerful land. That's where the dragons come from. And that's where the lion, huge, powerful families come from. And the genetics of those lions was not as evil as they've become through genetic manipulation. At least some of the groups, it's kind of like they split up. They become dualistic themselves. They're more positive. See, you can't really say 100% positive, 100% negative either. That's not what it is. It just always territorial problems. Territory means this many souls belong to you. This much energy belongs to you. Great Britain wants to connect to Ukraine and support and make life they're good in supporting, because then they'll be the power together. Two countries together will be the great grand power. And their idea is to push reptilians out. And not only, I mean, there's so many, there's at least 6 species of reptilians that I see right now. Snake people, Nagas, black reptilians, albino reptilians, red reptilians, Myras, and green ones, green muscular ones, brownish ones. So they're small brown. And so I see like the whole army of them. They want to push them all out and make it more like nature. See, lions have this love for nature. There's something about the nature, even if we consider it fake, but it still has consciousness, like every tree, every flower. And they are naturally drawn to that. That's why they like big countries with lots of natural space, which Ukraine does, fields and fields and fields, forests. And they are more protective over nature. They don't destroy it. See, because they are higher vibration than reptilians. Reptilians literally need to burn up forests, destroy everything natural, animals, kill off everything alive, because they cannot eat, they don't feel good.
Yeah, they're natural born killer. So
Right.
crocodiles, they kill just because you move, not because they're hungry. It's
Exactly.
like a soldier. When you tell the soldier to kill, they have to obey. They don't have to feel, oh, sorry, as a child or as a mother. No, kill. They have to kill.
Right.
This is why soldier, everything is army, and they are down the reptilians. But I still think that monarchy, I still need to understand if there are like they in this physical world, they says they don't have any power, or let's say they don't have any political decisions. What is the real truth? Is with the queen death, the monarchy is over, finished, or they was still commanding, ordering, in the backstage?
It's like they're keeping a space, because every time you talk about them, I go on the ground, I see rooms, I see sacrifice, I see babies, I see children, I see altars. It's like they have like you have a good restaurant you can go to, and it's on earth, and it's under the palace. That's what it is. Like that.
Okay. A big banqueting for everybody there. So the children that you see underground are happy to be there or not?
It's like they are shifting. I see underground, and you start telling me, I want to like move my body in a funky way, because it looks like it's a cleansing process, because lions are there and they're pushing them out at this point. There might be some agreement that only him is gonna be here as a figure, to keep a little cord attached to the vibrational frequency of whatever struggles and sufferings we're still gonna have. But it's non-functional. It's like a puppet show, They're not really functioning. The lions are in Scotland too. Scotland is high vibrational, beautiful nature place. Lions love to be on top in pretty high vibrations, despite their mutation, and despite the fact that they like to take over territories, to breed on them, to get new genetic material, to improve themselves, but they're not as evil as that empire, that reptile empire that is living, draconians and reptilians that are about to leave, and they're living in small. It's there's a correlation in between Ukraine getting back their territory and how many reptilians are leaving this particular matrix and going into their metaverse matrix. It's a percentage. It's always like a weighing on both sides, so it's equality. Otherwise, it's gonna crash, collapse, and explode.
Okay. I know that she doesn't want to talk with you. I mean, she doesn't like to express what she thinks, but she doesn't have any choice. Just tell her what's
She
going to.
has choice. I'm not connected to her. I can't force her.
But you still can read what is in her mind.
I can't read around her. The thing is, Ephesians, she doesn't really have an energy sphere. It's like she's walking in some sort of frequency tunnel. That's how I see it. I don't see like, you normally I see you in like your like a bubble of energy, but she's not like that. She's connected to the machine, the egregore of her people, her beings.
Wow.
And she can be sucked in or pushed out like through the vacuum tube in that frequency band or whatever it's.
Okay, just check what if she knows what's going to happen now. For about 10 days, we're going to have different, there will be mornings for 10 days, which will be now after
rituals for her.
Rituals, yes. There will be after her funeral, the Charles will be crowned as a king. There will be another banking holiday. Everything, every sport appointment they are postponed. Even strikes, transports, theaters. They will going to put the light on. Everybody in the media has to wear black. It's a kingdom in the end of the day, yeah. So what's going to happen now to Great Britain without the Queen? Because she was 70 years in charge. Is still Great Britain will going to have the figure of a monarch or not? Or is over? I know I'm still asking, but something's telling me this is a transition.
Ephisia, when you were black, I right away like saw it, and this was just trying to say that right away, that it's like a cloak of death on you, and you're giving all that energy of death, feeding the low vibrational entities or feeding their own world of reptilians, giving more energy to metaverse. It's like I'm blowing a beach ball at the beach, making it bigger. Metaverse is going to get bigger from people mourning for 10 days and doing all this. It's ritualistic. It's very ritualistic. It's kind of like energy of death covering the world with the veil.
So, and what they're going to achieve with these rituals? Is there will be any
more energy
prize?
supplies? No, it's more energy supply for fake for the metaverse of reptilians that they are moving into. It's kind of like you're moving from one house to another. You need money to pay the movers, and they need energy.
And of course, the country need a figure of the monarchy because we know this is the reality. I'm not making up. We know they leave a lot of tourism behind the monarchy, presence, official presence with the embassies, public figure. I mean, they still they are loyals here of the monarchy, which is definitely is the like the Masonry, yeah. They're very close and they branded. They need to keep alive. They brand. It's like all the cars, different cars, Ferraris. They are little, but they're very, very, very expensive.
Right on the point. They need to keep the legacy going because that means energetically they're still connected to this matrix and they can get energy. It's kind of like a pipe that pumping gas into your country. You keep the pipe open so you can get the energy anytime you need it, or even souls.
So there will be a new, let's say, I feel that they already was making changes. Don't forget that before the divorce was not allowed in a marriage, in a royal family. So even the mixed race, this is why something happened between Meghan and she called them the firm. Okay. So Megha, she was right that they discriminated her. Is the queen she wanted discriminated her, or it was just a game?
It's all
Or
about the genetics. It's all about the DNA. See, there's free will always exist. And some royal family members kind of want to break off, right, from the family, or find somebody who's different, just a natural to breed with, or genetically, or and then there's somebody who doesn't belong to royal family, gets discriminated by the elders of the royal family because they want specific DNA. They don't want to ruin their DNA because in the reptilians can use the bodies of the elders to walk in and out to basically exist in this world and command or get experience through their bodies. But if you just like from the different genetic group come into their family, they don't like you because they cannot manipulate you at a very deep level. They cannot walk into you and be walking for a while in your body because you have a soul and it's different and it understands. It doesn't want it. It never signed contract with them.
If I interrupted you in that exactly moment, I would like to ask you why they allowed Harry to marry her, because he left after. So is Harry is a real member of this family or not?
Free will. He also has a DNA that dominant one is from Diana, Princess Diana.
Okay.
And she comes from different. She's a humanoid, beautiful, tall form. She's dressed as a princess with a kind of like a crown and the whale on the back, and she's golden light. She's something from the sun, a group of souls.
But he has DNA from his father as well. That's what is.
Yeah, but hers is dominant.
Okay, so he's a real. Is his son anyway? So this is what we wanted to know, because if it wasn't, probably was already out of. And anyway, we know that William will be the successor of Charles as a king. So I mean, the era of women is over. And yeah, what's going to happen to Harry? Is still he has his role, or is they going to put him in a corner?
He wants to stay away from them. He knows something that he doesn't like. He's more like her, like he's analytical, and he would like to speak up, but he cannot. He loses his life. Something like this. It's he knows a lot of secrets of the family that cannot be disclosed. He wants nothing to deal with it, to do with it. I get this feeling from him.
So another question before we leave, because we are 33 minutes. We have to go, both of me and you, but it was amazing stuff. We're going to do some more conversations next week. Probably going to do every week a conversation. We're going to try to shorten our videos with the one about investigating, and then a conversation with any being alive or past. The last question to read in the Queen database that you are next enclosed is the fact that they even stop for 10 days the market, the economy, the coal bureau will be stopped in Great Britain. So that will going to lose billions. Still, with our economy, they are really struggling, because we checked. At the moment it's still not inflation. So what's going to happen? This is everything is basically made up to, because they will come back and save that inflation, because it doesn't make sense to stop, even if it is the Queen death. Why you stop the economy? I mean, in a moment that is everything is just bad. What is the game here?
I see papers. I see signed papers. I see that reptilians in living, they're still doing something, and there's something was signed before in this matrix. They even lines understand it cannot see. It's kind of like a nuclear plant. You cannot just turn it off altogether. It would explode. Even lions understand if everything goes into everything nice and positive, rainbows and unicorns, it's just gonna close up like a shell, a seashell. The matrix gonna close up and not exist anymore. So therefore, they have to keep going the negative narratives too, and the when bad economy kind of like narrative. So they just plus, if people work, they give energy to work, they can give attention to something else. If everything's shut down, the whole energy 100% goes to this queen idea. Everybody thinks about one thing. It's like a massive amount of people think of the same thing in some sort of prayer or meditation, and all the huge energy goes to them, to that, to the metaverse, to the whatever they're building there, to their spaceships, fuel, laboratories, cloning facilities, everything. I get a huge boost from it that way.
Yeah, it's like they are recharging a fueling.
I see like spinning wheels, like we are. It's a fake kind of like ground with trees on top, but underneath us there's like metallic, like a watch when you open it, like when you were a child, to look inside how it works, like old mechanical watches. There's lots of wheels and they're all connected and they're all spinning in different directions, and that creates electromagnetic field, and that creates a set of rules that we call the laws of physics, to manipulate us. And then those wheels are also those devices that they use for manipulating the energetic fields of people all around the world. So colliders, or whatever they're called, some machines, some devices, very powerful. So they separate us from inner earth, which is, there's a lot of pockets of, I see it's like cities inside, and they're like gold and white and beautiful and high technology and stuff, right? It kind of, and they are like empty. There's nobody's there. I don't see anybody, but it's ready for us. We can live there too. We can actually flip it up and have those cities go up and be above, under the sun. You know what I mean? We can do amazing stuff if we just break the system of colliders that keeps us on this metallic plateau of frequencies that make us feel sick, make us think the wrong stuff, make us focus on the wrong things. And so if they couldn't manipulate us, they would be that would be just the cage is open, birds are living. That would be us.
Okay. Can you check where is the queen is going now? Is she will going to stay to her funeral, or she doesn't care, or she's just going where the portal is waiting for her?
She's gonna be standing by
Just check,
this.
please.
She's gonna be walking around, talking to souls of people, children, trying to convince them to go with her. Some of them will, and separate from the physical body, go with her. It's like, it's like she's going to be harvesting souls through those rituals and through those saying goodbye to the queen and everything. Some people are going to be I see some people really in tears, and I see how the energetic part separates from the physical, and she holds them by hand and they're walking together.
Yeah, she's basically having already a contract with them. She's making a contract because she will come then when they pass away. But basically she will going to leave this, let's say, container in the portal. So in the portal there was another container. Who was the container? The Victoria or the dad? The one in the clock where I saw before.
There's tons of pipes, energetic pipes. Actually, it's not only one connected to the palace. And they all go back and forth as if they're still living in the palace, but it's really a freaky place to be, Ephesia. It's very low vibrational. It's like you feel ghosts around, but you don't see them, type thing. And it's just their space. It's like when you at a soul level create a universe for yourself. That's your home, and for them, that's their home even after death. They can come anytime.
So who's the the bouncer in the door? They choose as a sagoma, as a figurine, because it's like you put a bouncer, in a nightclub. I mean, you see this guy usually is muscling. You don't even remember the face of the bouncer.
Yeah, it's like a shadow, like you said, sagoma.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like a statue, who they choose. But she will give it her body as a figurine, like a picture that to put in the wall. So
the belief that it's the oldest family, the oldest royal family in the world gives them power and energy of belief coming from people's belief. That's why they have to keep it going, even if it's all fake and they just keep changing. But they're losing their power. I feel like there's going to be more unity of souls, and at the soul level, we're all going to understand that we are individuals, but we work as one vibrational field, and we can work together as one vibrational field at the same time being individual.
So what will going to happen with the other monarchies around the world? I know the British was the biggest one, the main one. We have in Spain, we have the king, we have in Sweden, we have in France, but they are little, or they are just a little shadow. And then we have in other countries. So there will be like a reunion, a big ritual with the other reigns.
It's like hierarchical kind of type that they can hoping to see. They're in constant battle with each other in between those alien groups. So they need to keep religion going. They need to keep monarchies going. So for people, automatically, when you know somebody is royal, better than you, higher than you, and controls the world, you always feel like a slave to them, and also kind of feel like they're better than you. It's a deep ingrained through the genetics that they ingrained into our physical bodies, feeling. So you don't feel like you have the right to say, the right to act. Somebody's always watching you, and that the whole system is supposed to pressure you on your head like a press. If they get rid of it, we would feel totally, all of a sudden, we could recover our imagination, and build eco villages all around, not being given tax money or whatever energy with the tax money to the queens and kings of the world, and watching them like celebrities, kind of the same idea. Somebody's bigger, better, higher, smarter, wiser than you. I'm just a little one. They see how they did that to Russian people. They all say, I'm just a regular person on the street. I don't do it. I didn't vote for Putin. I didn't do anything. But there's a collective responsibility on those people too. And it's energetically very strong collective responsibility, unfortunately for them. You know what I mean? It's because they're swimming in this, because by being silent, in most cases, they kind of said, yes, it's fine, and it's also there's a big underground subconscious component, because this country was always like a country of slaves. It's even more slaves than the matrix slaves in other countries. In other countries, you still have some rights, at least, they're on the surface. You can choose a lot of things for yourself and speak up. But there is like totally a slave. And that's why, and it's a period of time. There were periods of time when they could have rebelled if they only got all together, and that only got all together, because now it's useless. If you a party of 20 people would all end up in prison if they stand up against the regime. It doesn't make sense to do that anymore. It's like you lost a chance. But I think humanity has a chance now to dominate. And you know what? It's like souls that I see only like 11.2% that are completely awakened, like an open flower. They opened up a portal for themselves to actually live without any problems from this world, solely because they believe in themselves, and they, by believing in themselves, they created that portal and they opened it by the thought, by belief. We all together opened it for ourselves so we can leave. Those who doubt that they can leave, they'll have a lot of obstacles on the way.
Yeah, we know that. It's definitely, they're still not, can feel or can try to get away. It's like they're sedated, you know. They have a big, you know, even fluid inside that not allowed to wake up. So, you know, when you take the pills to sleep because you struggle with insomnia, but this is like liquid. Anyway, so thank you so much, darling. You can come back with us now, and fantastic journey again. And yes, we say that anyway, there is particular days, and yes, we come back next week with another conversation in the portal. Yeah, so we're going to see who's the next sponsor or people that they had a very, very important role here. So we're going to speak even with the spirit, especially if they are kept in captivity. We have to don't forget what's happened to Farage, Snowden. That you know, some individual that they try to open up a Pandora vase, and then it was completely sabotaged by, you know, fake truthers. So next week, thank you so much. Stay with me.
Thank you. Thanks. See you.